hit play. Michael, how much do you want to do a test of the trailer?
I can. Yeah. So I make sure the projector is working.
Right. And you can just keep it running live. Use what you need, Chris.
Just talk. I'm just making sure. This is to make sure sound. I'm sure that's going to get the sound, but just make sure
I'm not too stressed. So, have any of you guys ever heard of Jodorowsky? Does anyone know Jodorowsky? Good. I'll tell you what I can. Neat filmmaker. He was, his parents are Russian immigrants, Jewish Russian immigrants that end up in Chile. He's raised in South America. At a young age, he's into poetry, writing, and for me and him, it's that unique connection to all of these different cultures that he ends up having through his life. So he's got this Russian background, this Jewish background, but yet he's raised in South America. He goes to France where he studies miming with the famed mime and starts studying theater in France. He's in Marcel Marceau's first miming troupe, writes many of the skits that Marcel Marceau would become known for. He ends up in Mexico in the 1960s and is the head of an avant-garde theater and gets the opportunity to start producing some low-budget films. He does 2 or 3 films leading up to El Topo. El Topo's released in 1970. It goes on to critical acclaim. I think it's important that you take into context that this 1970, this end of Vietnam, in Central and South America, you have all kinds of civil unrest going on. And you all also, of course, have the whole psychedelic experience of the counterculture. So this film is very much a fusion of many of those things. Michael, if you're ready, let's go ahead and take a look at the trailer.
Be prepared to live the most wonderful experience of your life. El Topo is more than spectacle. It is an experience for all of your life.
That was a great trailer. You like that trailer, Calvin? It's 1:51. We're going to start this film promptly at 2. Michael, That's part of the Halloween effects, everybody.
Is this 35?
I said, would you like to say a few words? You can speak from up there. We have a small audience. So Michael's going to come up to the front. Amanda, keep an eye on that door. If anyone else comes through it, get them down here. Yes, this was all shot on 35 millimeter film. I gave everyone a piece. I'm going to talk just a little bit about cinema. Then I'm going to throw it up to Michael. Guys, don't have a piece of film, grab one. For those of you who don't know who I am, that's my Rosebud Award right there. That is my third review in the Washington Post. I am a serious filmmaker. I don't have many opportunities to present film programs. I want to thank Sarah Shoebridge of the Martinsburg Public Library for being such a friend and supporter. I think this is the third Rare Cinema event that we've done with the library. Our first with Apollo. We've done a few of these over in Frederick, Maryland at Area 31. I'm going to let Michael talk, and then I'm going to talk a little bit more, and then we'll watch this cool film.
Hey, well, so glad to have you here today. This is what the Apollo is about. We do a little bit of everything here. We're your community centers, or centers, I say. We're lucky that years ago, the Walleye Fish and Game had their renovated their auditorium down in Shepherdstown, and we were able to acquire a projector. Actually was given to us by them, and it enables us to do film like this because no longer do we use film, but we use digital. We hope to upgrade this at a later time because really our pictures should be about 4 times brighter than what we've got up on the stage. But you know, the Apollo Civic Theater's been here since 1914, built in 1913, opened up January 19th of 1914. We've been vaudeville house, we've been a movie theater, we've been, our second and third floor has been a dance hall, weekly shows. We have the first radio studio in Martinsburg is here in 1932 to 1942. Remote studio of WJEJ in Hagerstown. And then the Apollo was bought by our theater group in 1975. And we've been renovating it. As you can see, all the lovely decoration around it. And we're hoping to get a marquee back on the front shortly. We've got a grant coming up to redo the outside of the building. As you came in, you already saw we're working on the lobby called the Crane Project. Crane Project means new beginning. So we're going to have chandeliers in the outer lobby and really spruce the place up coming in. And so we have about a $10 million project to actually renovate the rest of the place that we'll be doing over the years. So like I said, pleasure to have you here. If you want to come next week, as Don says, we're having the Rocky Horror Picture Show. We have our hunt going on. We don't have the full haunted theater up working, but we give tours of the theater as we would in a hunt, and we do have some scares for you, so you will get a Halloween type environment here. Next year we hope to be up full force on our haunted theater, and then we also have our kids program coming up, Elf Junior, for those who would like to see that. So Don, there you go. That's what we're about. So this is really great to have this type of thing here. We hope to have more events where we only do stage shows, concerts, but movie events like this. Don?
We'll talk for a little bit longer while Michael gets himself comfortable in his projection booth. Everyone got a piece of 35 millimeter film when you first came into the theater. This was the standard of what you saw most mainstream cinemas till about the turn of the century. When you look at it to one side, you can see the squiggly lines beside what are called your sprocket holes. Those squiggly lines are your audio track. That track would run right beside your picture On standard projectors, your audio track was about 12 frames behind, or about half a second. You get 24 frames in 1 second of movie film. 24 frames in 1 second of movie film. The neat thing about movie film is that it is this very physical medium. When we talk about cult cinema or underground cinema, we've done a couple of programs about the filmmaker Stan Brakhage and other filmmakers who have taken the physical medium and paint directly on it, scratch into it, or create their image directly on film. This isn't one of those, but that's the neat thing about movie film as opposed to digital. But without further ado, everyone, let's watch El Topo. I hope you guys enjoy it. I'll stick around after for any questions. Yes, sir, Michael.
You know, I actually got my start being a projectionist at a drive-in theater.
What's that?
I actually got to start as a projectionist at the Skyview Theater in Martinsburg.
All right.
Handling that film. Hello to the projectors.
They still have a couple of really cool old 35 millimeter projectors, because to take them out of here would be, a major renovation. But enjoy the movie, everybody. I'll stick around after the show for a little bit. Dude, if you've never seen an art house piece like this, it's a unique experience. It's kind of cinema's obscure, but like Rocky Horror Picture Show next Saturday night. It's fun, strange. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Give me a couple minutes, I'll pack up and get you the DVD. What do you think, Chris? Strange?
A little bit. I saw, because we're kind of discussing it a little bit, I saw elements of what can be considered social. The movie was created in what, 71?
Well, this one comes out in 71. Yeah.
And,
Number 70, 1970.
If you want to, you see a lot of what could be used in today's social commentary applied. Plus, I seen mixtures of, like, maybe, I don't want to say like Magnificent Seven, but like a kung fu influence of the time that was coming out.
I just kept thinking like I'd actually forgotten about the nudes, his son being naked in the beginning of the film. I was thinking about the photographer Sally Mann, who did nudes of her children about that age. I guess today that would be a little bit more controversial. I'm sure it was controversial enough back then when he did it. That's his son in this film. In Santa Sangre, which is my favorite Jodorowsky film, it's this son, a little bit older, who stars in that one as well. He finished a film not too long ago called Dance of Reality. I haven't got to see that one. His follow-up from this one is called The Holy Mountain. Just as strange and surreal as this one. A lot of the religious symbolism and all that kind of stuff. My favorite has always been Santa Sangre. Chris, do you need a ride?
No, I'm good.
Let me grab that stuff up there.
Yeah. Just for the sake of everything done, just want to keep your aspect. Did you? I like the aspect of.
Stuff, and once everyone rolls out, we'll talk for a little bit.
Okay, just to discuss the film and all, the aspect of not so much the religious, but the aspect of the Illuminati
The
symbolism.
Yeah, I like that too. God, I probably haven't seen this film in 20 years. I used to have a Actually, I had a box set of it that came out, had an earlier film of his called Fando and Liz, which is all shot in black and white. But I had El Topo on a special box set, early 2000s in the DVD. And I remember the first time I had seen this film, it was a bootleg copy from Japan, VHS tape, a couple of generations old. And even seeing this doesn't give it a really good, the clarity and the definition, the color. And this is, it's the psychic landscape, the whole idea that you know, this film isn't based in reality, it's in the filmmaker's mind. And, you know, he's using a lot of influences from tarot card, the Bible, psychology, poetry, and of course the avant-garde movements of the 1960s. A lot of nudity. You know, nudity's always popular in underground cinema, don't ask me why. Well, as a film student, I wanted all of, you know, had a lot of nudes in my student film. You saw one of mine, right? For my 50th birthday up at the Art Center. I thought you were there. I thought you were there. But I wanted to be Jodorowsky when I was a film student. I wanted my films to look like Jodorowsky's, and you know, now revisiting after this, it was like, yeah, I don't know.
I think that's the whole aspect, I wouldn't say of film students, but anybody getting into creativity. It's like you draw from, even from a podcaster, YouTuber standpoint, when you first start out, you draw from the creators you like, you enjoy, then once you find your footing and you look back at your older work, or you look back where you came from, and you're like, oh, that is, what the hell was I thinking? It's like almost go from cringe, like I came so far. When I started out, I was cringe.
I also think with this one, okay, Andy
I'm not
Warhol saw this. Andy Warhol saw this. John Lennon saw this. Mick Jagger saw this. You know, all of those counterculture personalities. You know, because this screened for 2 years in New York City as a midnight movie. It was the thing to go and see. So its influence is far and wide on filmmakers, artists, and I'm not the only one that says it's a good film, you know, and a filmmaker worth seeing. They put a lot into this restoration, and when Michael's done, we'll grab that DVD, or I can just drop it off to you. So, and I appreciate you guys coming to all of them. You've toughed them out like pretty much all of our cinema events. But Chris, I'm ready to go. I need to get something to eat.